Hi Taurus, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from Heart. So we're going to do your bonus reading for June today. The bonus reading is what is blocking you from finding real love. So yeah, this is the bonus reading. As you know, every month you get a month ahead reading and then you get a mid-month bonus. So you've got a bonus reading right now. Sitting alongside this though is the general reading for July and also your love readings for July, which is both couples and singles. Okay, so you've got 3 readings in all that you can check out. So, you know, fill your boots, as it were. For this reading, I'm using the Fenestra Tarot. I bought this back in December 2017, and I was kind of like, not keen on the illustrations, but actually I really like the illustrations now, having looked at them again. Beautiful deck of cards, actually, so we're going to use that for Taurus. We're using for your advice card the Angel Answers, and for the clarifiers we're using the Tarot to Go, which is just a smaller version of the Hanson Roberts deck. So with that being said, we're going to move to the side, this one and this one, because we're going to use that afterwards. And we're going to get out the Fenestra Tarot. We're going to get that out there. Let's put this into here. And yeah, let's start shuffling the cards. Okay. So, hang on, is that in the right direction that I'm doing it? Right, it's not. Okay, so it's like this, I think. Okay, so, Universe Spirit, what is blocking Taurus from finding real love? What is blocking Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs from finding real love? What is blocking? You know what this spread actually is, Universe, so I don't even need to go through what positions there are. You already seen the spread. So, what is blocking Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs from finding true love? Show me. Now, just to let you know, guys, basically, the cards are turned around. I've had to turn them around this way because the camera is pointing into here. So that's the present situation. That's where your focus is right now. This is who you are. So this is your significator card. This is what your challenge is. Let's just put this here. And this is what started everything. This is the recent past. And this area here is what's most likely blocking you from finding real love. Let's try and think that the camera should be, I don't know why the cards are showing so wonky, like, you know. Yeah, I don't really like the way those cards are showing, actually. I like them to be showing neater, but it shouldn't be, I think that should be alright, actually, like that. Okay, this is how you feel in the immediate future, and this area is probably the most important area of the reading, because this is how you are, I'm just going to mess around a little bit with this camera. Sorry about that, guys. Let's just have a look and see what's going on. What I go on with my camera positions. Why is it everything? Let me just have a look. It's not showing around. Okay, I've put the, I can see, yeah, it just looks wonky. I don't know why it looks so wonky. Let's just try and, sorry guys, you can see the top of my, I don't know why this looks so wonky. It's annoying when it looks wonky like this. Okay, that looks a bit better, doesn't it, actually? So, yeah, there we go. Sorry, I had to mess around a little bit with the camera because it was getting on my nerves how it looks so wonky. This is the most important area here, Taurus, because this is how you're approaching love. This is how, this is how you feel about love. This is how you're approaching love at the moment. What you think about it, what you feel about it, how you're approaching your love life at the moment. How you're seeing your love life through the eyes of this card. This is the most important, I think, area here, because this is kind of influencing what's going on. Remember, your thoughts and your feelings influence what you bring into your life. This is how your ex sees you, or your ex-partners might see you. This area here is your hopes, desires or fears about love, and this is the overall advice. So this area here is really important. I would say these are probably the 2 most important areas, just kind of in how you view love, how you feel about love is this area, and this is the advice for how you can remove the blockage, what you need to do to remove the blockages or what's blocking you from finding love. So we're going to start off with, I think, the most important area. How are you viewing love? How are you feeling about love? You know, all of that type. Well, the Hanged Man. And you know what? Actually, it's a good card, the Hanged Man is. Because some people read the Hanged Man like being in limbo. And I don't always see the Hanged Man as that card. Because I see it as a card of sacrifice, and a card that represents when we can look at something in a different way, where we change. So it might be, the Hanged Man does represent change as well. If you get something like a King of Cups and a Hanged Man, it can mean somebody's feelings have changed. So the Hanged Man, how you view love, I think that you're viewing love from a completely different perspective. You're viewing love, and it actually, in a way, this card, let me just get my pointer pen here. In a way, Taurus, this card is really, it's quite neutral in a way if you look at the Hanged Man energy, because I think that how you feel about love, you feel like the Hanged Man. So how would you feel about love if you felt like the Hanged Man? It might be that for some of you guys, you feel that love is kind of a little bit suspended, or you've suspended love, or you've decided just to put your love lives on hold, which is what a Hanged Man can be. For some of you guys, the Hanged Man might be saying, well, how do I feel about love? I feel that I'm learning. I feel that I've, you know, whatever it is that I've learned about love has changed my perspective. So this, in that way, becomes quite neutral, I guess, with this Hanged Man, where you have a change of perspective on what you felt. So how you felt about love before is probably very different to how you feel about it now with that Hanged Man energy showing here. Some of you guys as well might feel just kind of like relaxed and very surrendered. It might just simply be, well, what will be in terms of relationships and love. Now, the reason that all of that is happening is because of the Strength card, and I think that now Strength is good. Depends on how you read Strength. Some people read Strength as a blockage card, but some people read Strength like me. I can read it as a blockage card, but usually for me in the reverse, this is about a blockage, to be perfectly honest with you. Because Strength in the reverse means that you have given up the will to live sometimes. You don't have any faith. There's a sense of feeling that things are overpowering you, or somebody has more strength or more power than you do. Strength is all about having that confidence, having the confidence of inner belief, inner strength. Self-belief is strength. So I think that here's some of you guys, and it's good so far. You're in a place of surrender, I think, concerning your love lives. Whatever will be, because the reason that all of that is happening is because of Strength. And the Strength card, I don't think, because sometimes this can be lust, sometimes it can be a sexual relationship, but I think that this is something to do with your inner confidence and your self-belief with the Strength card showing here, Taurus. Now, in the recent past, you've experienced, as a result of that, the Ace of Coins, which is really nice. Some of you guys have started making a grounded new beginning in your life. It's not necessarily a commitment for a lot of you guys, but it is, I think that it is a dedication to starting on a new path, building something new. Remember, the Pentacles represent to build, so this is all about building a new beginning and building it so that you can build it into something strong and secure for the future. So if this is a, for example, if the Ace of Coins comes up in a love reading, what you're doing is you're starting to build a life with an individual with the Ace of Coins, because it's the start of a commitment. But I don't, you know, obviously this is how you find true love. And I think that because there's inner confidence here, you've started to build on that in the recent past. So you've started building something new around that Ace of Pentacles in the recent past. And who are you as people? What's your significator card showing you as? Well, nice. It's showing you as the Knight of Wands. And I think, Taurus, you guys showing as being the Knight of Wands, I think that there is a sense of independence about you. I think that there is a sense of joy about you. I think that you are very enthusiastic and excited. I think that a lot of you guys probably are very, very actively within your lives as the Knight of Wands energy. You don't appear to be waiting around for anyone or anything. You seem to be getting on with life quite a bit with the Knight of Wands energy. Some of you guys, as I've said, might do a lot of traveling. You might travel to different countries with this Knight of Wands energy. You might do a lot of exercising at the gym with the Knight of Wands energy. You might go out and enjoy yourself. You do a lot of exploration. It's a very active card, is the Knight of Wands, and your significator card is saying that you're actually a Knight of Wands. So you're somebody who likes to go out there, explore, you're enthusiastic. Generally, a lot of you guys should be quite happy. You should be quite positive with that Knight of Wands energy showing there. I think that you know what your value is as a Knight of Wands energy. You don't, and it just appears to me that you're not sticking around for anything or anyone, Taurus. It just appears to me like you're just getting on with life and you're enjoying it, and you've got a lot of confidence, self-confidence going on here, which is what Strength is. Now, the only challenge that you've got, really, what's your challenge? Well, the Ace of Wands is your challenge. So the Ace of Wands is all about starting new projects. When it comes to love, this is all about new relationships. So your challenge might be in terms of new relationships, but how would we read the challenge of an Ace of Wands? The Ace of Wands in terms of love can represent when you fall in love really quickly, or when you get involved in a really passionate, exciting relationship. But this Ace of Wands, it can flicker out as well as it flickers in. So you can have a relationship that starts up just like that, but then it can just bowl her out. But I don't think that actually is your challenge. I think it's what's influencing you. I'm going to read this as your influence position. I think that you are influenced by starting new passionate beginnings, new relationships. I think your influence is to start something new, something exciting, because you are showing as being a Knight of Wands here, which is great for you guys, because it shows somebody who's very active, somebody who's very proactive, somebody who's very enthusiastic, somebody who's very lively, somebody who, you know, enjoys going out there, getting out there, talking to people, being around people. It shows you as being a very confident individual with the Knight of Wands energy, because the Knight of Wands is always really confident, really self-assured, really charismatic. You've got it all going on here, and I think that what's influencing you is that there is always, tomorrow is always a new day. There's always new potential with this Ace of Wands. Now, as a result of that, what you guys are experiencing is judgment, rebirth, new life. And it's good because it's really weird. This reading is about what is challenging you, what is stopping you from finding true love. And I can't see anything so far, because all I'm seeing is a group of people that seem to be very free and very open, and you don't seem to be held back by anything here. The most likely outcome, though, this will be where the blockage is, because there's no blockages here. There aren't. You are really doing the right thing. You're going with the flow, the Hanged Man. That's how you're approaching your love life. It's like, nah, whatever, because I've got inner confidence here with the Strength card. I'm not letting anything bring me down. And as a result of that, what I'm trying to do is build a future for myself with this Ace of Coins, because I'm making this grounded new beginning. Because as a significator card, I'm the Knight of Wands. I enjoy my life. I'm confident. You know, I feel good about myself. I'm always active. I'm always out. I'm always doing stuff. You know, and what's influencing me is because I want new relationships, and I want to explore new beginnings, and I want something that I can feel passionate and really good about with the Ace of Wands. I'm looking for that fresh start. But as a result of that, what I'm feeling right now is judgment. But I don't think the Judgment card is, you know, the need to make decisions. I just don't think it's that. I think that you are experiencing a time of rebirth and reawakening with the Judgment energy, because everything in this reading feels fast. Even the Pentacles feel fast. Everything feels fast. You got a lot of fire energy. You got strength. You got Ace of Wands. You got Knight of Wands, you know. You've got the sturdiness of what you want in the Ace of Coins, and you've got the potential just to sit back and not worry about stuff with the Hangman. So you've got it all going on in this reading here, Taurus. It's really, really good. So I wouldn't read this as you making a judgment or a decision. I would say that you feel right now you're experiencing a time of transition, positive transition. Now, the only thing that is blocking you from having true love or from finding true love is the world, which is interesting, because this is the most likely area where you're blocking yourself from finding real love. And the world energy says that it's vast. There's so much to do. When you get the world energy, it really does talk about, well, there's just too much to do here with the world energy showing up. This is what's blocking you, the world. I think that you are at a place for some of you guys where you're just experiencing so much stuff. It might be, and it wouldn't be a bad thing with that energy, to be honest with you. To be honest, I don't think we need many clarifiers on these areas. I really don't, because I just think that Taurus has got it going on in terms of, you know, you don't seem to be being bogged down with anything here. And it seems, the energy seems like it's flowing really lovely. Like it's really flowing in a beautiful way. The energy of this reading flows very beautifully for Taurus. I see very little things that are holding Taurus back here. The only thing is blocking you is the world. And the world, I think, is because you're out there doing so many things. So many things that in a way, because you're kind of like meh about love for some of you guys. Some of you guys don't really give a shit in a way. And some of you guys will be like, well, what was the point of the reading then? Because you meant to tell us what's blocking us. But some readings will literally say, well, the sign isn't that blocked. It doesn't look that blocked. It looks like you're getting on with your shit. So much so that it looks like what the only thing that's blocking you is the world. The world is about success. So it might be the only thing that's blocking you is your success. So, because sometimes success does block you. Sometimes you have so much success in other areas of your life that you take your foot off the pedal when you know, about love. So, it doesn't look bad at all. Coming in, how will you feel? Well, the Queen of Swords, but that's not a bad card to feel. I don't think that this is you guys feeling hurt. I think that this is you guys feeling highly analytical and possibly quite detached from relationships with the Queen of Swords energy showing here. Because when she's in the upright, really I read the Queen of Swords in the reverse. She can be hurt in the upright, but it wouldn't flow with the reading. It just doesn't. And she's a badass. When this lady is upright, the woman is a real badass. Because this woman doesn't need anyone or anything. You know, she's considered to be the spinster of the tarot queens, you know. She's considered to be the woman on her own. She's, with the King of Swords, she's usually the King of Swords' sister rather than his wife. You know, whereas all the other queens, cups, wand, pentacles, they're usually the consort, the other half of the king. But this is, you know, romantic other half, but this is usually the sister of the king. So she's often seen as, you know, the barren woman or the woman that doesn't have kids or the divorced woman. But I don't think that this is you guys feeling cut off here. I think that this is you guys feeling very kind of desensitized to love in a way. And kind of with this Queen of Swords energy, feeling a sense of, you know, very analytical about love with this Queen of Swords energy. You know exactly what it is you want, and how you feel about love in the immediate future, Taurus, for you guys is, you know, with the Queen of Swords, she'd be the kind of woman that would say, right, I'm not getting involved with anyone because this is what I want. It's not about love for you. It's about, of course it's about love, but you're thinking on a much more expansive level when it comes to love with the Queen of Swords. She's not about, oh my God, I want somebody to sweep me off my feet. She's not about that. She's not that type of woman. She's far too mature and far too rational and logical and analytical for that. You know, she's not the dreamer type like the Queen of Cups. I want the, you know, I want a knight in shining armour to come in. She's the type of woman that says, okay, yeah, I would like love, but these are my, you know, these are my conditions. So here I think that in terms of love, you guys are setting a few conditions probably with this Queen of Swords energy. And, you know, how do people see you? How do your exes see you? Well, they see you as death. I don't know whether you're the person, because they see you as the Grim Reaper. So that, you know, I feel that a lot of you guys have been in control of ending relationships, because people actually see you as the Grim Reaper. That you don't mess here, Taurus. You ain't messing, and I could see it. I could see it in the reading. Just pure strength from you guys. Real strength. Real strength. People see you, your exes see you as a fucking Grim Reaper. They see you as somebody who doesn't mess. You ain't got time. You ain't playing with no one, Taurus. You're like, if you don't come up to my standards, you're out. You know, and this is how your exes see you. They see you as somebody who's not playing. You don't mess about, you know. You want, it's all or nothing, I think, with you Taurus people. I think it's all or nothing. So maybe this is what's blocking you, the world. Maybe this is what the most likely outcome that's blocking you is the world. Because for you guys, finding true love, it might be that it's all or nothing. And sometimes people don't, you know, sometimes people do let us down. Sometimes people, you know, sometimes people are not the full you know, they're not the full thing. You know, you've got to allow that people are going to have their flaws. And maybe Taurus has a problem with people's flaws, I think, here, to the detriment of itself, in a way. Because here, the most likely outcome for what's blocking you is the world. So it might be that it's an all or nothing thing with you, with this world energy. The immediate future, you have a few conditions on love with this Queen of Swords energy. And your exes see you as death, the Grim Reaper. So I'm seeing somebody here who doesn't mess about and really does take control within relationships. If somebody does something and it's not right, they're out. What are your hopes, fears or desires concerning love? Well, there you go, the lovers. You're hoping for, and when you hope for the lovers, it's an all or nothing thing as well. Because the lovers is your soulmate. I'm not talking about a twin flame here, which can be, you know, worse. Twin flames, the way that I look at twin flames is it's a mirror to your soul. And sometimes what you don't recognise about yourself, somebody's going to sure as hell, you know, shine a light on concerning that. But your feelings, your hopes are for the lovers. You want a true compatible relationship with the lovers' energy. What's the overall advice for how you remove blockages? And the only blockage I can see here is that maybe, just maybe, with this Queen of Swords and the world energy, those are the only blockage I can really see. I think that you've got a bit of a high price on love. I think that you are very high maintenance, some of you guys, when it comes. There's nothing wrong with that, because it's fine to set your, you know, to set your sights high. But I think that maybe for some of you, because the clues are, when we get readings like this, and when we see that the sign is very, very strong, and we can't quite see what those obstacles are, we have to look at how people see you. How do your exes see you? They see you as death. They see you as the Grim Reaper. They see you as somebody who will get rid just like that. And that's if that person doesn't match up to the Queen of Swords standards. So we see you've got some and remember, the swords are people of high birth, so they're always going to have high standards. So a Queen of Swords is going to be the type of woman who's going to say, you know, it's all or nothing. This person's got to be this tick, this tick, this tick, this tick, tick, this tick. Now, if there are 10 pieces of criteria that you need as a Queen of Swords in a relationship, and if somebody should fail on one thing, they tend to be out like that. This woman doesn't allow for failure at all. She's just not that type of person. The Queen of Cups would be empathic. She would understand that maybe somebody has a few flaws. She would kind of say, okay, we can sweep that underneath the carpet if you leave the toilet seat up, for example. You know, I'll understand that. But the Queen of Swords would be like, fuck up, get out of my house, you dirty little bitch. You left up the toilet seat. That's what your Queen of Swords would say. She's like, no, you've got to fulfill all of this criteria or else you're out. It's as simple as that. I'm not putting up with anything. I won't take anything less, is the Queen of Swords energy. Whilst the other queens, Queen of Pentacles, who's an understanding queen, Queen of Wands to a certain extent is, she's not really that fussed about a lot of stuff, and the Queen of Cups is definitely an empath and a sympath. This woman isn't that. She's kind of like, you know, my way or the highway. Even though I know she represents the zodiac sign of Libra, so she's the sign of justice and fairness, it's her fairness and it's her justice and it's the way that she sees things. She's a hard ass. All sword characters are very hard ass and they're very high status. They're very kind of high maintenance people because they're very status driven. So the Queen of Swords, I think that you guys, your feelings being the Queen of Swords, you're very kind of desensitized and detached from all of the romantic stuff. Even though your hopes of a true love, true romance, a true compatible relationship, I think how you feel about love coming in with this Queen of Swords is that you've got a criteria for love with this Queen of Swords. And it might be that this is what's blocking you, is the most likely outcome of what's blocking you with the world, is that you want the world. I think some of you guys really do want the world. And that's your blockage. Now, how do you overcome that blockage? Well, we've got the Six of Coins. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's give and take. See what I mean? Can you see? See that? How you overcome it is you've got to be able to compromise, Taurus. It's not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but remember the Six of Coins is about give and take and compromising. So when you get the Six of Coins, it's about you do your part, I do my part, and we've got an even balance. So there's a shared balance of responsibility. So you've got to take your balance. You've got to be able to even out the relationships that you get into and take responsibility and ownership for what you do as well as what the partner does. And there's got to be a shared responsibility in this relationship. You've got to, because people see you, your exes see you as the Grim Reaper, Taurus. That's how they see you. They see you as somebody who's not playing. You are not playing. You're a Queen of Swords in the immediate future. You feel about love as the Queen of Swords does. And a Queen of Swords is a fucking Queen Elizabeth I. I'm devising a tarot deck at the moment based on kings and queens of past and present. So I'm not going to tell you who they are. I won't be putting their pictures on the cards, but it's based on their traits. I bet you can guess who that Queen of Cups will be. She wasn't a queen, but she was definitely a Cancerian female and definitely an empath and a loving woman and a nurturing woman in the upright, but in the reverse she could be very, very resentful and mean. And that's what the Queen of Cups is, and it's based on a particular royal figure. She has died, but she was a Queen of Cups to a T. And that's a Queen of Swords I will probably based on Queen Elizabeth I. Because Queen Elizabeth I of England, you know, King Henry VIII's daughter, who succeeded Queen Mary, who died of a tumour and stuff. Well, Queen Elizabeth I was your archetypal Queen of Swords. All queens need love. But she was always very logical about stuff. She didn't want children. She never had children. She was always afraid to give birth. Was the Queen Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I always looked at love from a very kind of desensitized, detached view. So everything was very status built for that lady. And so is the Queen of Swords. She's very much a Queen Elizabeth I. That's giving me, I think I'll base her on that character. So this is your Queen Elizabeth I character. Your feelings are like Queen Elizabeth I, Taurus. You know, she did have lovers. I think it was Robert Dudley, actually. But, you know, this lady here, she doesn't necessarily... She might want love, but she knows that she's got to be hard-ass if she's going to find the best person for her. That's what she's like. That's what she's like. You are approaching your love life, or you're feeling in the immediate future. Well, you know, I'm not into finding a relationship that's just, you know, all lovey-dovey. I'm going to have a criteria for love. And if it means having to be on my own, then I'm on my own. That's fine. But I'm not taking any old Tom, Dick and Harry just for them to come in and give me a load of flowers and posies and tell me how beautiful I am, want to sleep with me and then fuck off afterwards. They've got to fulfill a certain criteria or else it's no dice. And that's why your ex-lovers see you as death. Because you don't play, Taurus. You don't take no shit. But the universe is saying that what's blocking you is you ask too much. You ask for everything, the world. And the overall advice is to remove that blockage. It's got to be give and take with the Six of Coins. You've got to allow yourself to be able to compromise with whoever comes into your life. Because sometimes people are going to let us down, Taurus. Sometimes people are going to hurt us. And sometimes people will not fulfill everything that we want. So we'll say, you know, I want a lover who is really generous with his time. Well, it might be the lover is very busy at work and cannot always be generous with their time. So it's saying it's got to be give and take here with the Six of Coins. That's how you're going to overcome that blockage of expecting and wanting everything, is to compromise with the partner with the Six of Coins. We're not going to use a lot of clarifiers on this, okay? Because I think it was just an easier reading to do, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm going to have a look if there's anything I need to clarify here. But I don't think there is much, to be perfectly honest with you, Taurus, on this reading. So we're not going to make it any longer than we need to, because I think that this is quite a self-explanatory reading. I'm going to see why your ex-partners see you as death. Why does Taurus's ex-partners see it as death? Why does Taurus's ex-partners see them as death? Right, because you're not happy. Four of Cups shows dissatisfaction, means that you cut people out. Queen of Swords, see, she's showing, see there. If you're dissatisfied, you're going to just tell someone to fuck off, which is what she does. She tends to cut people out. Your dissatisfaction means you cut people out. I told you. They see you as death. They see you as the Grim Reaper, Taurus, because your dissatisfaction with the Four of Cups means that you just end up cutting them out with the Queen of Swords. You're not putting up with any shit, but it's got to be give and take. The solution to this, because your blockage is the world. I'll see what the world is about. What's the world about in two cards? You say that what's blocking Taurus from finding true love is the world. What's the world about? It's about your high expectations, I think. Well, the Hanged Man and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this is about you guys. This is about you guys kind of, I think with the Hanged Man, this is you guys kind of... See, this is somebody who's in limbo, but, you know, let's go back to basics with the world energy. I think that what's blocking you from finding true love is you expect too much. Alright? And this is all about you being held in limbo, I think, with the Hanged Man energy. The Two of Pentacles is weighing things up. It might be you've been in... I think actually you've been held in limbo by players. Two of Pentacles often shows a player in the tarot. This is somebody who's juggling two things. It could be juggling two relationships. It could be juggling their work and you. But the Two of Pentacles is somebody who plays. And I think that because when we do tarot, we always have to attribute a keyword to the first card. So if you put a keyword on that first card, then it should be easy to decipher what it's about through the clarifiers. But you've always got to think about, well, what are you trying to tell the audience about the first card? What I'm saying that this card means is that your blockage with this World card is because you've got high expectations. But why do you have high expectations? Well, it's something I think that happened to some of you guys in the past. I think that you were left in limbo or left on hold by players. Okay, I think that there were limitations. You were not able to make or help or allow, or you were not able to, with the Hanged Man, have a relationship progress with this Hanged Man, because I think that you were being played. I think that somebody was kind of playing you. So it was almost like you've put things on hold for a player, for example, with the Two of Pentacles. It's almost like you put your life on hold for somebody who wasn't sure of what they wanted. And it's almost like, because of that energy, right now, what's blocking you from finding true love is you say, I'm not having that anymore. I want the world. I want everything. If somebody cannot give to me entirely, which I think with the Hangman, Two of Pentacles, you didn't get everything from a lover. And I think that what's blocking you is that now you say, Taurus, I want everything. I want everything, or it's no dice, because you're the Queen of Swords. How you feel about love is the Queen of Swords in the immediate future. Again, all or nothing. I've got a criteria that I want fulfilled, or it's no dice. And people do see you, exes do see you as death. They see you as the Grim Reaper, because if you're unhappy, you tend to cut them out. And therefore, because you are hoping, you want love. You want a complete and utter loving union with an individual. No questions asked with the lover's energy. That's what you want. But the universe is saying that if you want true love, you've got to release this blockage. How do you release this world blockage expecting everything? It's still got to be give and take. You've got to make some form of an allowance here with the Six of Pentacles, because that's what relationships are. You've got to be able to compromise. Just because maybe somebody in the past left you on hold, that was your choice. It was your choice with the Hanged Man to put your life on hold for a player, I think, with this Two of Coins. I think it was your choice to put your life on hold with the Hanged Man for a player. It was your choice. Nobody told you to do it. You did it off your own back. So now, because that happened, you can't expect everything from a person, because it's almost like you're expecting someone, in a way, if we were to look deeper, to fulfill your desires, to fulfill you up when you need to fill yourself with yourself, Taurus. So therefore, how you overcome this is you've got to just, you know, compromise. It's all relationships are a transaction. Six of Pentacles is a transaction. All relationships are a transaction. You've got to be able to look at relationships as a transaction. It's not all in your favour. You decided to put your life on hold for a player. Nobody else told you to do that, Taurus. And you're seen as being the Grim Reaper, because if somebody dissatisfies you, you tend to tell them to fuck off. But at the end of the day, you might be letting go of some pretty good people potentially here, because everybody's got flaws. And the overall outcome is saying to you, you know, how you remove these blockages is by acknowledging that relationships are transactions. They are give and take. They are making consistent negotiations on a day-by-day basis. So you have to look at relationships in terms of a negotiation a lot of the time, rather than saying this relationship has to fulfill everything that I want or else it's no go, because more than likely you're going to get let down, Taurus, and more than likely it's not going to be a case of that it's going to fulfill everything that you want. So you have to make a little bit more of an allowance. So that's your reading, guys, for I think what's blocking some of you guys in terms of your love life. We're going to get an advice card on this. Let's have a look. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Taurus? This could even be a Pisces person this hand. Did a Pisces person play you? Two of Pentacles. It's a player card. This could be a Pisces as well. Or did you leave yourself on hold? Leave yourself in limbo? Or leave your life, put your life on hold with the Two of Pentacles while somebody played you? Or were you in limbo, left in limbo after around a player? It's one of those, I think. What is the advice that you have for Taurus on this reading? Show me. It's saying a year from now is the advice. There'll be an opportunity. A year from now, there will be an opportunity. Okay. And what will this opportunity be? What will this opportunity be? It's an opportunity to wait for helpful people to come along. So it's saying a year from now, there will be an opportunity for you to wait for a helpful person to come along. Okay? So whatever that means to you, it means to you. I think the right person will come to you. But I think that, you know, really and truly in all of this reading, this is all about you guys really kind of, you know, compromising. Because I think that really the reading is saying that your obstacle is that you have some very high expectations, some of you guys. And it's not wrong to have a high expectation. Of course it isn't. Everybody in relationships, whatever you get into, you should have high expectations. But when you have high expectations like the Queen of Swords does, where it's all or nothing, you are going to get disappointed at some point. If you set your expectations too high, you are bound to take some form of a fall on that. You're going to get let down. So yes, set your expectations high, but also expect that in order to make a love affair work for you, you've got to be able to compromise, and there's going to have to be some sort of give and take. And every relationship is a negotiation and a transaction. Okay, it's not always going to just completely go in your favour, Taurus. Okay, that's your reading, my darlings. Love you loads. Speak to you. Check out your love reading for July 2018 for couples and singles, and also your general reading coming up as well. Everything's next door to this, all right? Take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.